Hi children! So we are on week 8, my goodness, of fruits of the Spirit. I bet you're getting really good at them now. Let's see, shall we? So, joy, love, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. So this week we must be doing... That's right, gentleness. So let's put our gentleness fruit onto our tree. If you are doing a tree, why don't you make some fruit and pop it on your tree? But I wonder, what is gentleness? There's some good answers there. Yes, so gentleness is being calm and tender and loving in the things that we do and say. So, if somebody was being really grumpy with us, like, that's my toy, I was playing with that, we could be gentle by saying, oh, I didn't realise you were playing with this toy. I've nearly finished. When I've finished, I'll let you play with it. And sometimes when we do that, we can calm a situation down rather than causing an argument. You see, if we'd have responded, well, I've got it now and you're not having a turn, the other person might have got even more cross and then we could have had an argument. So if we're gentle, then we can calm things down and we can talk to each other nicely. I wonder if Mika and his friends are showing gentleness to each other. Shall we take a look?
The fruit of the Spirit. When you have the Holy Spirit, you will produce love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Gentleness.
Just add some stars, then a dash of color, and voila! Armin the astronaut, exploring the vast reaches of space!
Hey, Armin, look what I made!
That's a nice,
It's a hippo!
You call that a hippo? Looks more like a blue blob. You sure your pen didn't explode all over your paper? See ya, losers.
Oh,
Hey, Gabe, don't worry about Chet. I like your art.
you do?
Sure. I mean, the colors are the wrong shade, and the lines are shaky, and the proportions are way off. And...
I get it. It looks bad.
What should I do?
Titus 3 verse 2. Tell them not to speak evil things against anyone. Remind them to live in peace. They must consider the needs of others. They must always be gentle toward everyone.
Hey, I've got an idea. How about I give you some drawing tips, and we can make your hippo even cooler?
Yeah! And maybe we can put hippo in space!
I like the sound of that.
Wow, cool!
This is great!
A flying hippo in space?
Did you draw this, Gabe?
Yep.
You're the best drawer in class. Looks like you have some competition.
Don't worry, Armin. Maybe someday you'll be as good as me. If you practice.
Oh, very funny.
Do, Gentle Dennis, that's what they call me. Gentle Dennis, hoo-ha, whoops! Hi, Dennis. Oh, is that box for me? Yep. One box of, Frag Giles. Sign here. Oh, goody. You can never have too many test tubes. I can't wait till you... Oh, my. You know, kids, sometimes life ain't so gentle. Like today. Box of Fragiles. Who knew? Remember, when life gives you Fragiles, it's fragile. This has been a message from Gentle Dennis. The more you learn, right?
What a great video. So in that video, we saw people using gentle words and people using not so gentle words. So I was thinking, Jet, who was a bit of a bully, what words did he use when talking about Gabe's drawing? That's right, yes. He used harsh, mean, horrible words and even made fun of the picture. And how did that make Gabe feel? That's right, it made him feel sad. Oh, poor Gabe. And Armin spoke to him as well. And how did Armin first speak to Gabe, do we think? Yeah, he was a little bit mean to begin with, but then he noticed that Gabe was feeling sad and he used gentle words and offered to help, didn't he? In fact, Armin was speaking truthfully in love and then offered to gently help Gabe to do his drawing. Titus chapter 3 verses 1 and 2 remind us not to speak evil or mean or angry words to or about anyone. It reminds us to live in peace and to be considering of each other and speak gentle and kind words to each other. There's also Proverbs chapter 15 verse 1 that says if someone is speaking angrily to us, we can stop that anger by speaking calm to them. So if somebody is being quite grumpy with us, we could calm them down by speaking calmly to them and possibly stop an argument. Let me show you a demonstration of this. So our mean, horrible words like, I don't like you, I don't want to play with you, that's my toy, are a bit like this, sandpaper. And when I rub it on my arm, what do you think that feels like, children? Oh, some good ideas there. Yes, it's a bit rough, it's a bit scratchy, it's not very comfortable. So if you can imagine when you say mean words, it's like rubbing somebody all over with sandpaper. And like we said, it's really not pleasant. Actually, that quite hurts. But when we use our gentle words, it's like this. Look at that, children. And when I say gentle words and I rub that on my skin, oh, what do you think that cotton wool feels like on my skin, children? Gentle, soft, lovely. Yeah, it's brilliant, actually, really good. So imagine when we say gentle words, we are rubbing lots of soft, fluffy, gentle cotton wool all over somebody. Now, which one is going to make me feel better? Is it rough, sandy, horrible, scratchy sandpaper or soft, gentle, fluffy cotton wool? I know which one I'd choose. It'd be the cotton wool every time. So, children, this week, what I'd like you to do is try in every situation to be gentle and soft, like this cotton wool, in things that you do and say. And I totally get that sometimes it's hard and we can be a little bit rough and a bit mean. Don't worry, because if we do find things hard, then we can always pray and ask God to help us. So I thought that's what we'd do now. We'd say a little prayer and ask God to help us over the next week. So let's put our hands together or get in your prayer positions, whatever you do. And then we can say, Dear Jesus, thank you that you are kind and gentle with us. Thank you that we have a choice to use gentle, kind words rather than harsh, nasty ones. Please help us to show gentleness through our words and our actions. Help us to use gentle words that can bring peace rather than harsh words that can stir up anger. And then let's roll our arms. Amen. So, children, what time is it now? It's crafting time. So we have 2 crafts again this week. Our first craft is a picture to remind us to use gentle words. I've used our sandpaper and our cotton wool to remind us to choose our words or your words wisely. So, what do we need for that, Lottie? You will need a sheet of sandpaper, some cotton wool, some felt pens, pencils or crayons, and some card or paper to stick it all on. You'll also need some scissors, watch out, they're sharp, and some glue. Let's get crafting. So I've got my white card here and I'm going to start by writing choose your words wisely. So I'm going to use lots of different coloured pens to do this. You can use crayons or pencils. So I'm going to write choose your words wisely. And then I'm going to write angry words and kind words on my piece of paper. And I'm going to get this. There we go, if I put it like that. So it says choose your words wisely. And then I've written angry words and left a gap. Feels like this on our skin. And kind words and left a blank space. Feels like this on our skin. So then what I'm going to do is take my sandpaper. I'm going to put some glue on the back and then I'm going to glue it to my picture. Now, if your sandpaper is a little bit large, you can use your scissors to cut it out. Mine's just about the right size, so I'm just going to glue this here. Now, if you haven't got sandpaper, you could maybe use sand or something in your home that you find a little bit rough. Maybe bits of a nail file or something that often has like sort of sandpaper on. And then I'm going to take my cotton wool here and I'm going to stick my cotton wool, put lots of glue on this side and stick my cotton wool on here. And hopefully this will remind us to use kind and gentle words. Now you can just stick the balls on like that, or if you want to, you could rip the balls up a bit and make it all sort of fluffy and sticking up a bit like that. And then maybe when you're thinking about, oh, what shall I do? That person was a bit mean to me. If you've got this nearby you, you can think, wow, what would I like to do? Would I like to rub my hand on the sandpaper? Not really. Or would I like to rub my hand on the cotton wool? Well, actually, on the cotton wool. So if I use my kind words, it's like rubbing that person in cotton wool. And I think if any of us are feeling a bit grumpy, we'd much rather be covered in cotton wool and touched by cotton wool than we would sandpaper. And there is my picture. What you could do is you could stick the cotton wool on top of your sandpaper, a bit like this, to remind you that kind words said to somebody who's using harsh words can stop the anger and the grumpiness and can calm things down, and that's much better than getting into a big argument. For our second craft, as we're talking about gentleness, I thought we'd make a lovely fluffy bunny face. So what will you need for your fluffy bunny face? you will need some card, some cotton wool, some glue, some scissors, watch out, they're sharp, some pipe cleaners, some pom-poms, some googly eyes, large ones or small ones, a cup or a bowl to draw a circle round, and a pencil. So children, shall we do some crafting? So first of all, take your cup or bowl and place it on your piece of card. Try and keep it to one side so that you can draw the ears and things here on this side. So I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to draw round my cup like so. If you've got a handle, just make sure that you do join the whole circle up. Right, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw 2 oval shapes, or you could draw 1 and then use that once you've cut it out to make your second ear. And then I'm going to put a small oval shape for the inner ear in the centre of that, okay? And then I'm going to cut them out with my trusty scissors. Let me do that. And then I get a circle and 2 ear shapes. Then you can colour in with your pink pen the inside of your ears to get the inner ear. Then I'm going to take my glue stick. I'm going to glue the bottom of my ears here, like so, so that that will stick on the back of my circle, and that's going to be the back of my bunny's head. So 1 ear there, 1 ear there, and then I'm going to move them up a little bit, put my circle here. There we go. And then just press it down and rub. And then what you need to do is take your glue and glue all over your circle, lots of glue, so that you can stick on your cotton wool. You could glue around the ears as well here if you want to do some cotton wool round there. So there we go. There we go, that's it. Right, and then with your cotton wool, you can either pop it on in balls like that, or you can tear it up a little bit like this, break it up and spread it out. You use less if you spread it out, but it's completely up to you. For the ears, you may want to unpick the ball like this and then sort of split it and use these thin pieces to then wrap around your ear like so. Make sure you've got plenty of glue on so that sticks. And then once you have stuck all your cotton wool on like so, you will then need to add your eyes and your facial features. So I'm going to use big googly eyes. You can use small ones. You can get self-adhesive ones. These ones are not self-adhesive, so I'm going to have to glue the back of them. So make sure you put lots of glue on. Parents, you might need to help because small children don't put as much glue on as they might need. So there we go, and I'm going to stick that there. Using nice big ones because I think it makes the rabbit look quite cute and fluffy. And stick that there. Then you need to take your pipe cleaner and probably fold it into about 5 equal strands. So these 2 strands here, if you cut it there with your scissors, are going to be the whiskers. And then this little bit that's left over, you will use for the mouth. So you cut those out with your trusty scissors and you will end up with 2 bits for whiskers, and you can bend it round like this to make a little mouth, and that can go on the bottom. And then with our pom-pom, I'm going to use quite a big pom-pom. You can use a small pom-pom. If you haven't got a pom-pom, you could colour in a small piece of cotton wool like that and stick that on. Maybe colour it in pink, dip it in some paint might be a good idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put lots of glue stick on here. If you've got PVA glue, that will probably work better. Lots of glue on there and stick it down. The same on the other side, and the same with your mouth. There we go, lots of glue. Oh, and with your pom-pom, and stick that on as a nose. There is your bunny. And then maybe you can practice doing kind things with your bunny. I wonder what kind things we could do today. If Mum asks us to tidy our room, maybe we could say, "Okay, Mum," and tidy it really nicely. If our brother's got our toy, maybe we could say, "Oh, please could I have my toy back?" And next time, maybe, or I'd prefer you to ask, and then you can definitely borrow it. So have fun with your bunny. Remember your reminders of choosing your words wisely. Remember the sandpaper and the cotton wool. And I will see you next week. So all that's left to say is goodbye, children. Bye.